Well, let's start in on some applied problems, aka word problems. So I just popped one up from your textbook to get you an idea as to the types of questions. And this is a pretty straightforward one. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Let's talk about how do we read a word problem? How do we go through it? Well, if it gives you a picture, I don't know. I'm just going to look at this thing, but without reading any of the words first. I look at the picture. I'm like, hey, look, it's a right triangle. Cool. It tells us that angle is 20. And it tells us that this side is 200. And then it just gives us a variable over there. I wonder what we could possibly be solving for. All right, going back to the words, getting rid of it. All right. So we want to try and use some logic through things, piece things together. It's a puzzle. You look at things like a puzzle rather than a problem. They become a little bit better. At least that's for me. Okay, so let's read all the words and let's see how crappy word problems can be. I won't do this to you. I like to make my problems much more simple to understand when I write them out, and you'll see some soon. So it tells us a surveyor can measure the width of a river by setting up a transit. What the hell's a transit? Why does that have to be in here? What the heck? Yeah, they give you a little thing. A transit is actually something that can measure the angle and whatever. We're going to keep going. So you got some thingy at point C. All right, cool. Who cares? Let's keep going. Sorry if I'm getting upset. On one side of the river and taking a sighting of the point A on the other side. Okay, cool. Refer to the figure. Nice. After turning through an angle of 90 degrees at C, oh my goodness. The surveyor walks 200 meters. So it's saying, all right, from C to B, it's 200 frickin' meters. Using oh my goodness, at B, the angle theta is measured to be 20 degrees. So that's 20 degrees. Wow. What is the width of the river? Did they really need to say all those freaking words? Why? Is this an English class? Or maybe this is a surveying class where we need to know what a transit is. All right, I'm done. All right. So what we're doing is we usually get a picture. I like to take the picture and scribble all over it. See, just scribbled all over it. Then I make my own, and I get rid of all the nonsense and go 200, 20. I want to find that side. Now here we go. From the angle, just look at them. You're like, that's the opposite. That's the adjacent. And no, they're not all tangents. Some of them are sines, some of them are cosines, but a lot of them are tangents. So we look at that and we're like, opposite over adjacent, that's tangent. So we can say tangent of 20 degrees, the angle from which we're looking out from, is equal to our opposite, B, over our adjacent, 200. Now multiply by 200 on both sides to get that thing the heck up out of there. Nobody likes fractions anyway, right? You multiply by 200 on both sides. And B is equal to 200 tangent of 20. Punch that thing in a calculator, and we have to read. I hate reading. Width of the river rounded to the nearest meter. See? Your textbook stuff will change the rounding on you continually. I won't. I stay consistent with it. So I get approximately 70. Whoa, maybe don't write in your highlighter there, guy. All right, I got 72.7 meter. Oh, it says round to the. All right, 73 meters. Cool. Now let me bring something up before you go. Your homework is going to include the units for you on a lot of them. Some of them they might actually ask you to put in the unit. It starts off with bad habits. Just like when you put in an answer for an angle, it already puts the degree symbol in there, so you don't get the habit of drawing a degree symbol. But when you answer questions as a word problem, you have to give units back. I don't need you to write me a sentence saying, the width of the river is 73 meters. Nah. You wouldn't say that. What if I was to ask you how tall you were? Would you say, Well, actually, my height is 6 feet tall. No. If you're 6 foot, you're like, I'm 6 foot. How tall are you? 6 foot. But you know how you wouldn't answer? How tall are you? 6. How far from school do you live? 5. Huh? You'd at least respond with the units, wouldn't you? There we go. There we go. So put in some units. It's one of those things that, like, missing units on anyone is just -1. Writing in answers for something to be 20 degrees and you just write 20, -1. So we don't want to lose points on that, but we just have to be proper. You don't have to write me a sentence back or any of that stuff, but if the problem has units in it, like meters, you got to end in meters. All right. I'll see you in the next video.